All right, team, welcome. Team Genesis call. This is our Saturday Zoom call. We do every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, my name is Todd Dalton. I'm your teammate, and I'm here with Janet Larson Meyer. And we're going to get right into our training this morning. But first of all, I want to say thank you and good morning to those on the West Coast, East Coast, and everywhere in between. So without further ado, let's get right into it, Janet, and I'm going to turn it over to you, and we'll get started.
Thank you, Todd. Ladies and gentlemen, Todd, Klaus, and I are happy to have you with us this morning. Just being here with us on this Saturday morning shows us that you're a serious business-minded person who's interested in gathering some new information and developing new skills here to create the win that you say you want. Today's training topic, as Todd said, is a continuum of what we talked about last week. The phone is your friend. Use it to your advantage. As a recap, we discussed last week that there are several ways to connect with people in today's day and age. Voice-to-voice over the phone has proven to be one of the most effective ways to share relevant information, build relationships, and motivate others to follow your lead. I do the majority of my business over the phone every single day. This morning, I'm going to share some tips with you that have allowed me to grow thriving organizations throughout my 23 years in this industry, including here at CTFO. Phone calls are appropriate and almost necessary when you're introducing yourself to your new associates, when you're following up with prospects that are evaluating your products and business opportunity, when you're setting up three-way calls to introduce someone to your upline, when you're prospecting from a list, most especially from your own personal contact list, when you're wanting to encourage or direct or hold up the value of your team and keep them accountable to you, and when you're leaving a voicemail message. So as you can see, there are so many ways and so many times a phone connection truly needs to happen, and that's why it makes good sense that you work to develop great phone etiquette to get the results you're looking for every time you place a call. Let's revisit the three basic structures or components of a call that will set the stage for a successful call each and every time. We'll start with the beginning of your call, where we're asking you to be enthusiastic as you greet another person. Use their name multiple times. State the purpose of your call. In other words, give a brief value statement and then ask if it's a good time to call. The middle part of the call is next, and here's where you're going to ask questions, and at the same time, you'll be sharing information about yourself, including the fun and success that you've experienced here. Here in the middle of the call, you'll also begin to build rapport and show the other person how likable and trustworthy and relatable you are. And this is where the magic starts to happen. Remember to listen more than you talk and ask questions that'll give you valuable information about what's important to the other person. Possible objections will be uncovered here at this portion of the call, and it's best to know those right up front. Questions that you might ask in the middle part of your call in a conversational way might be, hey, how did you hear about CTFO? Have you had some time to review our program? Which interests you most, our product or our money-making opportunity, or both? Have you ever been involved in a network marketing company before? Was that experience a good one for you? Are you currently working? Do you have a family? What do you do for fun? What are some of your goals related to your health? What are your goals related to your finances? Where do you want to be 3 years from now or 10 years from now? What's a great life or great lifestyle for you? When would you be ready to start your business here with us? Do you have a center of influence, people that tend to follow your lead? All of those questions will reveal important information for you and keep you engaged with your prospect. Still in the middle part of the call, you'll directly address the person's interests, needs, and possible concerns that were exposed during your line of tactful questioning. Don't forget to mirror the pace and the tone of the person you're speaking with to make the call more comfortable for them. Not necessarily what's natural for you, it's all about them. This will increase your odds of holding their attention and getting them to commit a generous amount of time with you. response checks throughout your conversation, which would be something like, make sense? Is that kind of along the line of what you were saying? I bet you like that, right? Do trial closes throughout the conversation to help position yourself that when you get to the end of the call, you're going to successfully be able to close them. Here's what a trial close sounds like. If I could, would you? If I could, would you? Here's an example. If our CBD products could help reduce your pain and give you a great night's rest that you're looking for, would you be interested in purchasing the right product for you now and have it at your door in just a few days? Here's another one. If I could set you up with a business that gives you all that you just said you wanted and more, would you move forward with me today? At the end of the middle portion of the call, you're going to take a few minutes to recap what you covered with your prospect or associate, and then maybe ask the question, have I shown you how you can get what you're looking for here? And if they say yes, then say great, because now it's time to move towards the end of the call, or the close we call it. This is where you close the deal. You get a commitment, get what you want out of the call, or at a minimum, forge forward with an agreement on what next steps would look like. Here's what
Janet, may I ask a question before you get to your close?
Sure.
I just wanted to ask a question or make a comment. Team, the only way that you can do those closings that Janet just went over is that if you've listened to your prospect. You know, you have to listen to them, and they have to tell you things that you have to sort of hone in on, and you know what their hot buttons are. So you'll know what those closing questions you can ask to them because it'd be relevant to their issue or their problem. So I just wanted to interject that, Janet.
That's so true. That makes that point, listen more than you talk, right? Because they expose their pain points or the gaps that you can sell to. So you're exactly right, Todd. It's just like going to an ATM and someone gives you all the buttons to push. And in that recap, you're going to touch on all of those things and then go for the close. So here's what a successful close would sound like, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, then let's take 5 minutes now to sign you up as an associate here and get your free website set up. Then I'll help you place your first order so you can get the relief you're looking for in a matter of just days. Are you good with that? Another close would be when a prospect says he wants to think about it and review your website. Here's how you keep moving towards the goal of an enrollment or a successful close. And this happens to me all the time. Listen to how that sounds. Okay, well, when I know we've covered a lot of new information here this morning, and you're right, there's still a lot for you to learn. Instead of you looking at my site and being limited to only what visitors can see on my homepage, why don't you give me your email address and home address right now, and I'll set up a site in your name in a matter of minutes while you're on the phone with me. And then that way you can review a wealth of information that's archived in the back office of your website, including more facts about our product, more details on how we make money here, our policies, procedures, and you'll even have a chance to see the beautiful marketing material that's already been created for you should you decide to move forward with us. Can you hang on the line with me for a handful of minutes and get this done? Todd, let's role play this for people, because I know I have people that I've brought to this venture that have pasted me right into that corner, and I've had to come out and get what it was that I wanted that was in my best interest, because that means they'll have a toe in the water. They'll get communications from me moving forward. They'll get communications from CTFO moving forward. And it's kind of a baptism into our family for them to either forge forward with or not. But this happens to me at least half the time, and I almost never miss it. And I'll give one final example of this. A family member 2 days ago introduced me to a cousin on the phone. And I listened to the cousin. I warmed up. He's a young man. He's an educated person. I communicated with him with the same tonality and pace that he was talking to me. I was doing this while I was driving. He gave me important information. He's no longer a football player in college. He's taken a new career path. His interest came from the fact that he had many friends that were talking to him about being curious about CBD and how they could recover from their ball play using CBD to help with pain and inflammation and sleep. So that's where his interest was fueled. And then at the end of the call, having great rapport with each other, we got to the end of the call, and I said to him, he said to me, okay, I asked if I was helpful. Did he have any more questions for me? And then he said, no, that's great. If you'll just go ahead and send me your website, I'll take a look at it and get back to you in a few days. Now, isn't that typical, Todd?
Yes, and that's almost a way for them to like sort of softly put off that they're not going to do it. And then when you give up control, you don't know when they're going to go to the website or if they even go to the website. So
You're right. It is surrendering control. So I say to him, well, why would you do that? Why would you look at my website when, if you want to review this and have a more expansive, have more information to consider, why wouldn't you take advantage of doing it on your own site where a whole world of information is opened up to you? And so I said, I already know your name and your phone number because your cousin shared it with me. Just text me your email, because I'm on the road, remember, text me your email and your home address. And as soon as I get parked and back at my home office, I'll erect your website, send you a follow-up text message, and give you the opportunity to review at your leisure. Are you good with that? And that's exactly how it went. So let's actually set up that dialogue, Todd, to talk about not letting go of getting people the opportunity to get their own site and move forward, or at a minimum have the opportunity to do a deeper dive in their review. So let's get to the end of our phone call. And I'll say, hey, Todd, I've so enjoyed our time together. You're just as amazing as your cousin told me you are. Do you have any more questions for me before we close out our time?
No, I mean, I pretty much understood what you were saying. I was already familiar with CBD and everything, so I understood what you were saying today.
Was some of what I shared with you, relevant and interesting, and did it surprise you or not so much?
Yeah, I mean, it was relevant based off the things I had already read, and like I said, I'm really interested. So if you could just give me your site, I want to go home and talk it over with my wife, and then we can look at it more in depth together.
Well, I could give you my website, Todd, and that will take you a little further down the road in your review. But it's going to grossly limit what you have a chance to see. And if the idea is to have some exposure to all things here, why wouldn't you do it on your own website and have a whole wealth of information on the back end available to you, like more about about fast facts about our products, about the tests that are done on our products, the policies and procedures are clearly outlined. There's even a great frequently asked question document for your review. And I know you're going to love looking at the marketing materials that we've got waiting for you if you decide to move forward. So do you have just 3 minutes with me now for me to get your email address and home address? Obviously, I've got your name and number, and I'll get this done for you.
Yeah, I'd like to, but, if I could talk it over with her before I pay for a website, I just didn't want to move forward without her knowing, and, me paying for a website. It might, tick her off a little bit without me telling her first.
Nope. Let me clarify for you, Todd. This is absolutely free. We're not asking for any money from you or a commitment up front. I'm trying to give you the opportunity to be able to do that deep dive that you had expressed to me during the call that you wanted to do. So with those terms now clarified, are you okay with giving me your email address and home address so that you can look this over? And I encourage wifey to explore this right along with you. That's better still.
Oh, yeah, that's great. I didn't know it was free. That'd be great.
Absolutely. So free to you and free to everyone in the future that you introduce it to. So if you'll go ahead and provide me with that email address and your physical address now, I'll go ahead and get that site to you, and you'll have it in your inbox in less than 5 minutes. And then when would you like a follow-up call with me?
You can call me later on this evening. She gets home around 5, but I'll be looking it over, and then when she gets home, we can talk more in depth. So around 5 o'clock Eastern is good.
Perfect. Well, I can't wait to meet your wife. I hope she'll join in on the conversation and listen and learn right along with me. This is all about relationships here, and I know she's important to you, so she's important to me. Okay, I'll call you at that time in just a bit, and look forward to getting your thoughts about our website and all that we've got housed there for you.
Okay, Janet, thanks. Look forward to it. Thank you.
My pleasure, Todd. We'll talk in a bit.
All right, take care.
Bye now. Okay, it was just that easy. So thank you, Todd, for assisting me on that. That was great. Okay.
We had a question. We had a question come up in the chat box.
Okay.
Go ahead and answer it. Faith says that she could see the name for their website to be a snag in the conversation. So when you're setting it up, I can address it first, Janet, then you can come in. When I've done this, Faith, and I've set up people's website for them, I just keep it simple. You know, if their name is Janet Larson, I'll try Janet L. Or I do her first name and her whole entire last name. But whatever I come up with, Faith, I come up with something simple. And then I come up with a simple password, like their first name and the year, whatever the case may be. And they can always go in and change it. But that username, even if they don't like the username that you've given them, they can change that also. But just to keep the flow and everything going, and it won't be a big time lag, just pick something simple for their username. And a lot of times it's their first name and last initial, or their first name and entire last name. So what would you have to say about that, Jen?
Yeah, that's a perfect point. And that would be more relevant when we're live on the phone with someone and actually building their site right there, rather than taking the information, having to return to my home office and do it. So I think you're exactly right. I also, when I take their address, I also confirm that the billing information is the same as the information that was provided in the windows above. I always just click on it, because if it weren't the case, then they can go ahead and change that in their back office. And when you're talking about billing address, then you're talking about credit card information, and we don't want to create a snag there. So I just, where it says indicate that it's the same as the address shown above, I indicate that, Todd. And then in the username, I've become habitual about how I set those up, very much like you, first initial, last name, or first name and 3 numbers. I like to use numbers in there that are sequential or something, because there's so many letters in my CTFO CBD. And then the password, I have my little way that I always do it each time. And I do it like that because oftentimes our associates forget their own password, right? So I send that in a follow-up text. Welcome to the team. Here's your new free website to assist you in your review. Here's your username. Here's your password. Look forward to talking to you here in just a few hours. So that's a great point, Todd, not to sit there and engage people. Well, do you have like a favorite password, or what username are you thinking of? And we can just make this harder than it needs to be and completely put our person in a stall, don't you think?
Absolutely. So that's what happens, you know, and just to piggyback off of it, I just did this with a new client out of Shelby, North Carolina. His name is Eric. And I did this for him, Janet, and he was just so ecstatic that he got that email from CTFO. He's like, man, I got a website just like you. You know, so it's a lot of excitement. And then, too, you can let them know it's sort of a training moment, too, that they can do that also when they're talking to people. So this, what we're teaching you today, is part of that system that I always tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that you can be a part of. And when you use it on other prospects and potential clients, they will use that same system, because you can refer back to it. You can say, hey, Janet, you remember what I did with you when we signed up? And they're like, oh, okay, yeah. Well, you do the same thing. So we're not just telling you something on this call today. We're doing it, and I just did it the other day with Eric. So great points, Janet.
Yep. And you know, Todd, the thing that I've recognized with associates who are stuck or moving slow is they make things harder than they need to be. And without having any condemnation on that, I challenge you to recognize where you're creating sticky points where there doesn't need to be. So Todd and I are saying, do what we do. It works. I can get somebody enrolled inside of 5 minutes, and it's completely easy and seamless to me. I don't do anything to complicate the process. It doesn't need to be. Thank God Michael and Stuart and Steve created this easy peasy, no cost way to get people on board. And can you imagine when this website that's going to go live for us in just a few weeks, when you can imagine that we can give that someone to free, hang on here for 5 minutes with me and let me brand a site to you so you can really have some fun doing a deep dive here. And then we serve them up a site like that at no cost. Unbelievable. All right.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, another close that we could be talking about here would be getting to an agreement and forging agreement with an associate on what next steps would look like. And that conversation in the end part of the call could sound like this. Okay, then, see if you can make 10 calls today, 10, to people you know, probably people in your phone contacts, and identify 5 of them who will have an interest in our products and or our business here. And if you're comfortable with the process, you can enroll them yourself, or you can text me a time when you want to do a 3-way call, and I'd be happy to help you seal the deal one after another. Can you do that? So you see what I'm saying? We're forging an agreement. I'm telling them what to do. People like to be told what to do. Many of these people are in network marketing coming out of jobs. What happens there? People tell them what to do all day long. You're the leader. Tell them what to do and let them know how you're willing to help them. And then also set the expectation that you're going to be successful in your joint effort here. Did you hear what I said? Well, I'll help you seal the deal one after another. Not I'm going to shoot the breeze with 5 of them and just have a nice conversation. Heck no, we're going to get right to it and we're going to seal the deal together. Next, let's talk about the right way to set up a 3-way call between your prospect and your upline. There's really a right way and a wrong way. And in a blanket statement, I'll say the wrong way is to toss someone to your upline support person without notice and without doing the proper ground laying with your prospect. So the right way to set up a 3-way call would be to get your prospect to visit your website and watch the new 5-minute product video at a minimum prior to doing that 3-way call. And better still, encourage them to go review the product video, the 23-minute video that our owners have created for us that explain the pay plan. That's a 30-minute investment on your prospect's part in order to win the time of having 15 minutes with me to get to what matters most to them. So again here, I'm not saying, look at my website, there's lots to see. I'm narrowing it down and telling them what to do. Before I hook you up with Janet and give you a chance to give her your best questions and put them to her and get to know this gal who's going to help you help yourself here, I want you to do 2 things for me. First, look at that incredible, there's a verb in front of it, that incredible brand new 5-minute video that we just loaded up on the front end of my website. And if you have a few extra minutes, you're going to lose sleep once you touch on the opportunity button in the upper right-hand corner and take a chance to look at this 23-minute pay plan video. I promise you, you've never seen anything like it before. But see how my energy is up and I'm using descriptives. I'm not informing, I'm saying, get it with me, feel with me, get excited enough that you do what I'm asking you to do right now. Ask when your prospect is available to speak with your business partner. And the idea is people get less excited rather than more. So you want that 3-way call to happen sooner rather than later, sooner rather than eventually. And I like my associates who are my team members, my friends, my extended family to call me their business partner. I do not like the term when I'm actually visiting with a prospect. I don't like to be referenced as your upline or your enroller or your support person. No, I'm your partner. I'm in it to win it with you, locked at the hip with you, and I will be for the new onboard prospect as well, and we'll be sure to impart that kind of message to them too. Edify your upline support person or partner. I'll call us that because I'm not directly engaging a prospect. Edify them. Say things like, you'll really find her likable and she loves to answer people's questions. She's not at all about hard selling. She's got hundreds of thousands of people that she's engaged with here, and she really knows her stuff as it's related to the product. And also she'd be happy to answer your questions about how you make money here. And certainly she'd be the one to do it because she's been hugely successful herself. So think about the tone you set to make that person value my time or any of your upline support people's time, value my time and lean into my message and trust what I say is so. So you say I'm likable, so they're not gonna have to hold their nose on this call and go, oh my God, that was painful. So you're setting the tone. You're going to like your time with her. She knows her stuff about the product. She's talked about it and had a chance to make recommendations to lots of people before you. She loves doing it. She loves helping people. By the way, she's super successful here, and she loves to tell you how you might be successful right along with her. What do you want to say to that, Todd?
Oh, I was just anxious to do a three-way call the wrong way. I can't wait to do it wrong. Can I do it wrong?
Well, give me just 1 second. Let's finish on right ways, and then we'll model wrong ways.
Okay.
When you're setting up a three-way call, propose the call time with your business partner, and you can do that by a text message. Hey, Janet, or hey, Todd, hey, Klaus, hey, whoever your support person might be. Can you be available at noon Pacific time? Oh my gosh, please state your time request in a time zone, preferably of the person you're asking to commit time, because we're rolling through a day, a million calls, putting out fires. I'm not sure if you're saying 12 Eastern, Central, Arizona Mountain Time, Pacific Time. Say it like it is, and it's super respectful and thoughtful if you quote the time zone that the person you're asking to commit their time. And once the time for a three-way call is established, place a brief call to your support person and provide him or her with important information about your prospect so that we're armed and we know what to expect and how to navigate through that call effectively in short order without delay because there's surprises. You can also convey this critical information about your prospect to your upline support person, your business partner, in a text message. What would you like to say here, Todd? You want to just go ahead and do a call with me and set it up wrong?
Yeah, well, since you just got done talking about doing it right, we can do the right one and then we can do a wrong one.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to pretend like I have a prospect, and she's my friend. Her name is Vicky, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm going to call you.
Okay.
Ring, ring, ring.
Hello, Todd. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Janet. How you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. I'm happy to hear from you.
Look, I know you're busy. I just had a quick question for you. I've been talking to a dynamic young lady. I've been knowing her for about 15 years. Her name is Vicky, and she's a pharmacist down in Atlanta. And she knows about CBD oil. She's been on the website, things of that nature. But I just wanted to, take the focus off of me to let her know it's much bigger than me. And she works a shift that's about 12 hours. And she wanted to talk to you, but I told her I would get on the line with you to see what times were available for you and get back with her with a 2-time slot. So are you available today or early tomorrow that you can talk to her?
How about we put this off to tomorrow? I have a pretty packed day today. Todd, I could do it end of day. We can do a late night call if she wants. And if that doesn't work for her, if she's not fresh and open to a call with me this evening when she finishes her work shift, then let's do it first thing in the morning. So I could say I could be available to you as early as 7 a.m. Arizona time. And as late tonight, if you can make it happen tonight, maybe better still, I can be available to you as late as 9 p.m. Mountain time.
Okay, that's great. I'll let her know because there's certain times that she's flexible also. So I'll take those times in consideration, and then when I talk to her, Janet, I'll get back to you and confirm with both of you, and then we'll do the calls. Does that sound good?
That sounds great. I look forward to hearing back from you. Good job, Todd. It sounds like you've gotten a great ground laying with her, and I'll look forward to meeting her and having a power 15-minute call with a good businesswoman and a good prospect.
Okay, great. We'll do it tomorrow. Thanks, Janet, for your time.
All right. Thank you, Todd. Have a good close on your day.
Okay.
Bye now.
See you. Bye. All right. Team, that is the prelude, I guess, to the actual setup of the three-way call. And as you can see, I respected Janet's time because I know she's already busy, okay? I asked her for some times, so I'll know what to go back to my prospect and tell her, okay? And so now that I have some times, I know that I can probably confirm a three-way call with her tomorrow. So that's how you set up a three-way call. Of course, Janet, do you want to go into what would be said on the call or how I would actually come in if I had her on the line, or what would you like to do at this point? Let's fast forward and say the time is near for 7 o'clock a.m. your time. What would you like to do right now?
Okay, well then if you want, Todd, we've got just a couple minutes. If you want to talk about, and you're so good at this because you edify me every Wednesday night and every Saturday morning,
No.
if you want to show people how in genuine way you, that person in a place where their time again is valuable and the message they impart will be valuable, let's go ahead and show how you do that when you bring it to me at 7 in the morning.
Okay.
Call me up.
Okay. Ring, ring.
Good morning, Todd.
Hey, good morning, Janet. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. Thanks. You're right on time, as I knew you would be.
Absolutely. Well, Janet, before I click over, of course, I've got Vicky on the other line. You know, she's the pharmacist that I told you was very excited about CBD and CTFO. So she's hanging on the other line. I just wanted to get you on the line to make sure that everything was okay. So is it okay if I merge her in?
Yep, I'm trusting you can make a great introduction, and then I'll take it from there. Thanks so much, Todd.
Okay, thank you for your time. Hold on one second, Janet.
Okay.
Okay, Vicky, are you there? Great. Janet, are you there?
I am indeed.
All right, awesome. Well, I appreciate each and every one of your time. You know, I know that everyone's busy, but we got an important call. And Vicky, this is my business partner, Ms. Janet Larson Meyer. She's from Phoenix, and I told you a lot about her already. But she's the one that introduced me to this great opportunity. But she's a great leader here. She can piggyback off some things that I've told you about this business. And Janet, this is Vicky. I've been knowing Vicky for about 15 years. She's a healthcare professional, and she really believes in CBD, and she can really see herself planting a flag here at CTFO. So I just wanted to let her know some other leadership, more importantly, you, because you introduced this to me and we work together. So I'd like to introduce to you, Vicky, my business partner, Janet Larson Meyer. Janet, this is my good friend, Vicky.
Well, good, Vicky. I'm so happy to have this opportunity to speak with you today. So that's kind of what Todd and I are talking about. He did a great job edifying me, as he always did, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to, on the don'ts, you don't want to surprise your upline with somebody on the line, and you don't want the person on the other end of the line, your prospect, not to have done some review prior to coming to the call. That weighs your upline with too much to carry across a single phone call. You can make great ground prior to that call so that when you're using up the time of your upline, it's just to build rapport, ask questions that he or she needs to know in order to get to that place where they can help you successfully close the person. Don't give us all the heavy lifting. It's not effective, and it's not good for you. Nowhere in corporate America will you see someone in a high up position or in a lower position just catch someone cold upline without doing the proper ground laying. So we are a business, we're a legitimate business, just like corporate, but with more bells and whistles than they'll ever dream of having. So let's imitate what's worked forever to advance some of the biggest businesses in America and worldwide. All right, Todd, let's, on a final note, talk about how to leave a voicemail message that's sure to help our associates get a return call. What do you want to say about that?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, very powerful when you leave a voicemail for someone. And let me just tell you what I see a lot of people doing is once you get over that fear, you know, they're on the phone like this, Janet, and rattling and everything. And what I found is most people, they can't wait for a voicemail to come on. It's like a relief, like, oh man, I got voicemail. And then they hang up. And I'm like, that's the mistake I don't want you to make, team, is because that's a valuable chance for you to talk to that person. You took time to dial the number, right? So if you stayed long enough for the voicemail to come on, let the voicemail come on. And this is what you would say on the voicemail. Because I know we do it all the time. Like, okay, I'm calling this doctor. I'm very nervous. And I know I'm going to get his voicemail. Oh, great. I got his voicemail. Well, you're like, this is Dr. Jenkins. Please leave your name after the tone. Beep. Well, don't get paralyzed. When that beep comes on, you have posture. You're going to stick your chest out and say, hey, Dr. Jenkins, this is Sean Allen. I met you the other day at Starbucks. I truly appreciate your time. I'm sorry I missed you today, but I noticed you're very busy. But I wanted to let you know that we have something special here. I want to continue our conversation that we had in Starbucks. So I was giving you a call like you asked me to. But just give me a call whenever convenient for you. My number is 777-9311. That's 9311. Give me a call. If I happen not to answer, please leave a time that's more convenient where I can talk to you. But I would like to go more in depth over the things that you talked about so we can really go over the great things that we can do in our community here at CTFO. Once again, this is Sean Allen. I appreciate your time, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Very good. So the importance of that is your enthusiasm. Be up and be prepared. Like, we should not be surprised like a deer caught in headlights when we get somebody's voicemail. I mean, it's a 50-50 chance, right? So be a little bit prepared. Don't be scripted, but your energy matters even more than your message. So be happy, be high, not high like THC high. Be happy and high. You got a lot of good things to share with someone. Look forward to connecting with them. And remember, you want to say enough there that they'll place a return call to you. And I can tell you for certain, there are many, many associates here at CTFO that know the product and the pay plan better than I do. But there isn't a soul here who's more passionate about this ripe opportunity for all it is, the product and the chance to make a lot of money really fast. Nobody feels it more than I do. And I'm really good at imparting that to people on the phone. So I encourage you, if you're in a funk, if you've had a bad day, if your energy is negative, stay away from the phone. But when you're in that good place, especially when you've scored a deal, something has exceeded your expectation, or you've had that one tickler, that wonderful tickler message on Wednesday morning that you just got paid. When you get all excited like that, take that and get on the phone and leave messages and connect with people as much as you can. Don't you think, Todd? Where'd you go? I can't hear you.
I was typing in the chat room to ask anyone if they had any questions, but I agree with you. I concur everything that you said, superstar.
All right. So that's it for this morning, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed and benefited from this training. I guarantee you that messaging and emailing people here will cut your results short. I guarantee it. Do what's proven to work for decades now. Pick up the phone, expect good results, and do what it takes to continue to build rapport, deepen relationships, and inspire others.
And practice, 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 practice. These things that we went over today, get your buddy or get someone on your team. Like, I know I don't mind calling up Sean or Renee or whatnot and say, hey, let's practice a three-way. Let's practice it and not be all hunky-dory. Let's practice having a stinking thinking person on the other line. Practice everything that you can that you may encounter out in the field. But, do it in a controlled environment, and you do that with your teammates. That's how you get better, and that's the only way you're going to get that posture to where you can talk to anybody, anywhere.
Right. And certainly there's no excuse for not knowing how to set up a three-way call. If you're struggling with how to use your device to do that effectively, seamlessly, like a real pro, practice with us, practice with a family member or friend. But there's no excuse to set up a three-way call and be clumsy and not be able to make that connection easily. That's what pros do. So I want to leave us today by reminding you that on Wednesday night, Stuart Finger, our owner and co-founder here at CTFO, will be our very, very special guest. I'm challenging you and tasking you to bring no less than 3 guests to the interview. And when you're online, enter into the chat room how many people you're responsible for bringing to that meeting so Stuart can see how much you value his investment of time here with us. And if we do a great job in populating that Zoom meeting featuring our rock star owner who's so deserving of our time and our attention, chances are we're going to get him back here, ladies and gentlemen. So let's do it, Team Genesis. Good day to each one of you. Have a wonderful weekend, and God bless each and every one of you. Bye now.
Take care. Take care, team.